Good morning, my cookie crumbs, and welcome back to another episode of Bathed in Midnight. I think we're going to be wrapping this up here shortly, so bear with me. And here we go. The vestiges of One for All sat around Izuku's body. They were all calling to him, telling him to get up, that it's not his time. They didn't know what to do. The Prince of the Storm Kingdom needed to get up. Suddenly, Nana had an idea. They needed a lightning bolt. A lightning bolt could restore his power. They've seen Izuku heal with lightning before, back in the Empire, back home. The other vestiges nodded. And they thought hard and heavy, asking for a bolt of lightning to come crashing down. Suddenly, One for All activated. Izuku was covered in brilliant, toxic, glowing green lightning. Suddenly, lightning bolts from the sky came raining down, one of them hitting Izuku. Back at Heights Alliance, Class 1A shrieked and screamed as bolts of lightning rained down and one of them hitting Izuku, Eerie screaming the loudest. Her Izuku was already injured. He didn't need to die. Not like this. But suddenly, Izuku was standing up. His eyes were closed. He looked like he was still unconscious, but he was standing up. Nana gently took his face in her hands. Izuku, wake up, darling. Come on, open your eyes. Come on, kiddo. Open them eyes up, Banjo said. Come on, Izu, you can do it. Wake up for us, the first said. They kept encouraging Izuku to open his eyes. The slash mark on his neck was healed. All of his wounds were. He just wasn't waking up. Suddenly, Izuku's eyes fluttered. That's it, honey. Come on. Wake up for us. That's it, Izu. Open those beautiful eyes for us. Izuku managed to open his eyes, and he rubbed them sleepily like a toddler. Nana, did I fall asleep? No, honey, you didn't. What do you remember? I remember... Oh, frick! I remember my dad. All for one, he slashed my neck and... Did I kill him? You did. You did, baby. He's gone. His reign of terror is over. And then I came face to face with the devil. Oh God. He killed me, didn't he? Nah, kiddo. He almost got you. But we managed to get you healed. Huh? Oh. Right, look at me. I'm all better. That's right. You're good, kid. Wait, All for One is gone. Does that mean I'm going to lose you guys? No, sweetie. As long as you still have One for All, we will never be gone. She's right. And even if we were gone, we'd still be here with you. Yeah, that's right. We would never leave you, Izuku. We would always be with you. Okay, good. I love you guys. You're part of my family. And we love you too, sweetheart. You need to get going. The devil won't wait. You're right. Good luck, kiddo. We'll be right here with you. The rest of them bade Izuku good luck as they vanished back into the quirk. He shook himself off and reverted back to his wolf form and darted off again until he came to the outskirts of Mustafu. When he reached the end of the prefecture, he got to a forest he recognized so well. He wandered into the forest and got to a clearing. He sat down at a creek. "I used to come here all the time," he said through telepathy. "This was my spot. I would come here when I was stressed, upset, sad, angry, after I was beaten to a pulp, after Bakugo suicide baited me. Back at Heights Alliance, everyone looked at Bakugo. "Bakugo, is that true?" All Might said. Said blonde-haired boy nodded. He didn't have any words right now. He had just witnessed the death of what used to be his best friend and then his revival. He was still a bit shaken and didn't have the courage to speak. "We'll have words later then," Aizawa said. Once again, Bakugo just nodded, not trusting his voice at the moment. Izuku continued to tell his tale. How a quirkless boy managed to gain a quirk. How his best friend turned into his biggest bully and abuser. How he couldn't trust anyone, not even his teachers, as they all proved that he couldn't be trusted. Aizawa and All Might drooped their shoulders at that and frowned. How Izuku couldn't trust them now. Not after their betrayal. "What happened with that, Izuku?" a voice said behind him. It was his Empress. My Empress." Izuku bowed and got on his knees. "Good evening, my Empress." "Izuku, please don't do that. We're not at the Empire. You don't need to... There's no need for formalities. Come on, up you get. Right now we are equals, and nothing more, and nothing less." "Right. So?" Izuku continued to tell his story. "And you found a home. They betrayed me, though, my Empress, in the worst way. I don't know who did it first, but somebody broke into my room, took my notebooks, and then all of a sudden, the next thing I know, I'm being arrested. And then I'm interrogated. I was hurt. Not just mentally and emotionally, they physically tortured me. Look, I still bear the scars." "I know. And then they let me go. And then I met you that night. I remember." Izuku flashed back to that night. He was sitting on top of a roof. It was in the abandoned warehouse district of Mustafu. There was a building that was tall enough where if you jumped, it would kill you. Izuku sniffled and sobbed. "Oh, child, why do you cry?" a voice said behind him. Izuku whipped his head around, and there stood a woman, a beautiful woman. A long black veil from her dawned on her head, long jet black hair that reached her kneecaps. Beautiful, sparkling eyes. She had markings, beautiful markings that glue. a beautiful ocean color. She wore a skirt that was split on both sides, and what looked to be just a simple tube top, exposing her shoulders and her midriff. She had a circlet on top of her head, with beautiful gems and jewels hanging from it. She donned ankle bracelets, a slave's bracelet on her left hand that went from her finger all the way up to her bicep. "My dear, why do you cry?" "I was just betrayed. I thought I had a family finally. Friends who I could count on, teachers that I could trust. But I was wrong. I was so foolish to let my guard down. Roll 1 when you're corkless. Trust no one. It hurts a lot less when they betray you in the end. And I broke that rule. I trusted them. And they betrayed me. How could they do this to me? Oh dear. I don't have a home anymore. My mom doesn't want me." "Oh, sweetie. How about a home? One that you are loved and will never be betrayed." "Yeah, right." It was then the girl showed Izuku everything that she could offer him. Love, protection, his own kingdom. But not just that. People who loved and adored him. She would love and adore him. "You could really give me all of this?" "Of course. Only if you desire it, though. I would not force this on you. However, there is a price that needs to be paid, and a sacrifice that has to be made." "Oh, the price?" "We'll get to that in a minute. The sacrifice, you leave everything you know and love here behind." "Okay, what's the price then?" "Your life. Only those not alive can survive in the midnight, can survive in my world." She reached out a hand to him. "What do you say?" "I was gonna die anyways, so I accept." Izuku grabbed her hand, and they vanished. "Izuku," the kids at Heights Alliance said. They had been able to watch the flashback. So that's what had happened to him. He hadn't vanished into thin air. He was taken from them. But they would get him back. They had to get him back. They had to apologize. They had to make things right. They would show Izuku how sorry they were. They would get him back. Well, that doesn't sound great, now does it? Ugh. Alright guys, I gotta get going. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.